After his first encounter with the spirits, Kwame returned to Ama. "I saw them and they were afraid of this charm," he said, holding it up. Ama nodded. "The charm protects you, but it won't defeat them. You must learn how to use your courage and the power within you." For the next few days, Ama taught Kwame how to use herbs, chants, and his own strength to confront the spirits. Kwame listened carefully, determined to succeed. Kofi was proud of Kwame's bravery, but he couldn't shake his fear. "Ama, he's just a boy. What if something happens to him?" he asked one night. Ama sighed. "He's more than a boy, Kofi. He carries his mother's spirit and strength. The spirits know this, and that's why they want him." Kofi stayed up late, watching Kwame sleep. He prayed silently, hoping his son would succeed and return safely from this dangerous journey. One day, while gathering herbs near the forest, Kwame and Ama met an old man with a long staff. "I know of your battle, young boy," he said. Ama was cautious. "Who are you?" The old man smiled. "I am a friend of the spirits, but I do not agree with their ways. I want to help the boy." Kwame trusted the old man immediately. "What should I do?" he asked. The elder handed him a small pouch. "This powder will weaken them when the time comes." That night, Kwame dreamed of the river again. This time, his mother appeared and said, "The spirits will test you, my son. Be strong and trust your heart." Kwame woke up feeling both scared and determined. "Ama, I need to go to the river again," he said. Ama hesitated but finally agreed. Kofi wanted to come too, but Ama stopped him. "This is Kwame's journey. He must do this alone." Kofi reluctantly stayed behind, though his heart ached with worry. When Kwame reached the river, the spirits were waiting for him. "You dare come back, little boy," they sneered. "What do you want?" "I want you to leave my family and my village alone," Kwame shouted. The spirits laughed. "Then prove your worth. Survive our tests, then we will consider your demand." The ground shook, and the spirits surrounded Kwame. He felt fear rising but clutched the charm and the elder's pouch tightly. "I'm ready," he said firmly. The spirits transported Kwame to a dark forest where the trees whispered and moved. "Find the golden leaf hidden here," the spirit said. "But beware, the danger lurks everywhere." Kwame walked carefully, listening to the eerie whispers around him. Suddenly, a shadowy creature leaped out, its red eyes glowing. Kwame threw some of the elder's powder, and the creature dissolved into mist. He kept moving, his heart pounding, until he found a glowing golden leaf at the foot of an ancient. Next, the spirits led Kwame to a fiery river. "Cross it without burning yourself," they said, their voices mocking. Kwame looked at the flames, unsure of how to proceed. He remembered Oma's teachings and dipped his charm into the water. The flames parted, creating a narrow path. Kwame stepped carefully, the heat scorching his skin. When he reached the other side, the spirits appeared again. "Impressive," they said. "But the hardest challenge is yet to come." The spirits created an illusion of Kofi, Ama, and Adise standing before Kwame. "Give up, and you can be with them forever," they said. Kwame's heart ached to see his mother again. She smiled at him and said, "Come with me, my son." But something felt wrong. "No," Kwame said, stepping back. "This is a trick. My family would never ask me to give up." The illusion shattered, and the spirits hissed angrily. The spirits grew larger and more menacing. "You have passed our tests, but we will not let you go so easily," they roared. Kwame stood his ground. "I'm not afraid of you. My mother gave her life for me, and I won't let her sacrifice be in vain." Using the elder's powder and his charm, Kwame created a protective circle. The spirits screamed as the circle's light grew brighter, forcing them back. As the spirits weakened, a soft voice echoed through the air. "Enough," it said. It was Adisa's voice, calm and powerful. The spirits froze. "Adisa," they whispered. "You have no power here anymore." But her voice grew stronger. "I gave you my life. Now let my son live his." Kwame felt tears in his eyes as his mother's voice surrounded him. The spirits, defeated, began to fade away. With a final scream, the spirits vanished into the river, which became calm and clear once more. The air grew warm, and the glowing mark on Kwame's hand disappeared. Adisa's voice whispered, "I'm proud of you, my son. Live a good life." Kwame smiled, feeling her love surround him one last time. Exhausted but victorious, Kwame returned to the village, where Kofi and Oma were waiting anxiously. "It's over," Kwame said, and they embraced him tightly. After the spirits were defeated, life in the village began to heal. The crops flourished once again, and the river returned to its calm state. The villagers praised Kwame for his bravery and strength, but he never forgot the lessons his mother had taught him. Kofi was proud of his son, but he also saw how much Kwame had changed. The once carefree boy was now a young man with the wisdom and strength of someone far older. "Papa, I want to lead our people," Kwame said one evening. Kofi nodded, his heart filled with both pride and sorrow. "You already have the heart of a leader, my son," he replied. Months later, the mysterious elder returned to the village. He had been watching over Kwame from afar, waiting for the right moment to speak. "I knew you would succeed," the elder said, sitting by the fire. "You have the spirit of your mother inside you. But remember, leadership comes with great responsibility." Kwame listened carefully. "What should I do next?" he asked. The elder smiled. "You must help others. Use the wisdom you gained to guide your people, but also remember the power of compassion." As Kwame began his role as a leader, he faced his first challenge. A neighboring village was suffering from a drought, and they came to him for help. Kwame knew what to do. He organized a group of villagers to dig a canal that would bring water from a nearby river to the struggling village. It was hard work, but Kwame led with determination. When the canal was finally completed, the neighboring village thanked him. "You saved us," they said. Kwame smiled and replied, "I didn't save you. We saved each other." One day, Kwame gathered the villagers together. He wanted to teach them an important lesson. "We are stronger when we work together," he said. He told them about his journey and how the spirits tried to divide him and his family. "They tried to separate us with fear, but we fought for each other, and that's why we won," he explained. The villagers were inspired by his words. From that day forward, they worked as one, united by the bond of family and community. One evening, as Kwame walked by the river, he met a woman who seemed familiar. She looked at him with soft eyes, and then for a moment, he thought he saw a reflection of his mother. "Who are you?" Kwame asked. The woman smiled gently. "I am a traveler," she said, "but I've been watching you, Kwame. You have a gift, just like your mother." Kwame was puzzled. "What gift?" The woman's eyes sparkled. "The gift of seeing beyond what others can see. Use it well, and you'll help many more." The woman left as mysteriously as she had come, leaving Kwame with a strange feeling. The next morning, Oma visited him with news. "There's a prophecy," she said. "It speaks of a leader who will come to guide us through the darkest times." Kwame's heart raced. "The prophecy sounds familiar," he said. Ama nodded. "I think it's you, Kwame. Your mother's legacy lives on in you. You are destined to lead." Kwame didn't fully understand, but he knew that his path was bigger than just his village. He had a purpose, one that stretched far beyond what he could see. Soon, a great storm hit the land, bringing with it floods and strong winds. Kwame had to act quickly to protect his village. He gathered everyone together and led them to higher ground, organizing them to build shelters and secure the food supplies. The storm raged for days, but Kwame's leadership kept the villagers safe. After the storm passed, the village was damaged, but everyone was alive. Kwame had proven his strength and wisdom. He knew that his journey as a leader was only just beginning. As the village began to rebuild, Kwame visited the river once again. He stood at the water's edge, reflecting on everything that had happened. Suddenly, the water shimmered, and the figure of his mother appeared before him. Kwame, she said softly, "I am proud of the man you've become. You carry my spirit with you." Kwame felt a rush of emotion. "I miss you, Mama. I wish you were here to see this." "I am here," she replied. "In your heart and in every choice you make. Always remember to lead with love, and you'll never go wrong." Years passed, and Kwame continued to lead his people with wisdom and compassion. He never forgot his mother's sacrifice and the lessons he had learned from her. He taught his children about the spirits, the river, and the strength of family. The village flourished under his leadership, and his legacy began to spread. But Kwame knew that the true legacy was not in the power he held, but in the love and courage that had been passed down from his mother to him, and now to his children. One day, as an older man, Kwame stood by the river with his own son. The water sparkled in the sunlight, and the breeze was gentle. "Papa, what is this place?" his son asked. "This is where it all began," Kwame said, his eyes filled with both joy and sorrow. "This is where I learned that true strength comes from the love we have for each other." His son smiled, and Kwame knew that the circle of life would continue. The river, the spirits, and his mother's legacy would live on in his family for generations to come. The moral of the story is that true strength comes from love, courage, and unity. Kwame's journey teaches us that facing challenges with a brave heart, helping others, then staying connected to our roots can overcome even the greatest obstacles. It also reminds us that leadership is not about power, but about serving others with kindness, wisdom, and the willingness to sacrifice for the greater good. By embracing our past and the lessons passed down to us, we can create a better future for ourselves and those around us.